duality principle. I'm going to say it once and then say it again and ask you the second time through to repeat after me. There is only one power and one principle active in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotence. There is only one power and one principle. Active in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotence. Think about that for a minute. That is why we are here today, celebrating the new year and looking at each other in little squares on screens. Is to honor that truth. So we're not going to do a usual service this morning. And we just found this out 5 minutes ago. So we don't have much anything prepared, except 2 beautiful ceremonies, which we will share with you. And these ceremonies are traditional in unity. Don't know where they came from over the years, but many unity communities celebrate ceremonies of these types, more or less together, occasionally on the same day, as we're going to do, often one Sunday after the next. And the first one is a ceremony of purification. And this is one of the 12 powers in unity, is release, letting go. And so first, under Reverend Chris's leadership, we are going to reflect and meditate and release what we see, what we have seen is holding us back. Beliefs, habits, ways of being. We can release them. And that's what Chris is going to lead us ceremonially in doing. And then after we have joyfully finished that releasing ceremony, Chris will play a beautiful piece of music that's pre-recorded for us to move to and sing with, to transition from the state of mind of releasing to the state of mind of receiving. And we will ask Spirit in the silence to enlighten us for 2023 in a special way. And so I invite you to relax. And Reverend Chris, please.
Thank you, Reverend Rosemary. And Hello, beloved Montreal Unity people. I'm so happy to be with you again. And thank you, Dr. Maya, for creating this opportunity to do some more ceremony. I have a candle, and I'm just gonna, before I do ceremony, I like to do smudging. So just imagine here in our Zoom room that I'm offering you some fragrant juniper and sage, and just, use your imagination to feel that smoke just surrounding you, which is a form of cleansing and purification to just clean our energy as we come into this beautiful ceremonial sacred space together. And I'd like to do some drumming for you. Let me make sure that this sounds good. Here's my bear drum. Would you give me a thumbs up if this sounds good? All right, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Happy New Year. I journeyed this morning, a shamanic journey, on what would be a good way to do this on Zoom that would feel like you're actually in a purification process, like in a physical space, we might use fire to release things, or water to dissolve things, or the wind outside, or we might bury things. But there are so many ways, using our breath, using our imagination. And what I was shown this morning to offer today was kind of a water purification, which means we need to just use our imagination a little bit. So, how many of you love to take a warm bath or get into a warm hot tub, nice and comfortable, not too hot? And you know that feeling that when you go underwater and then you just come up and you can just feel that the water just dripping off of you, right? Yeah, thank you, Claire, for that feedback. So let's just kind of conjure up in our imagination this feeling of water. And if you don't like, that sort of swimming or submerging or tub soaking thing, think of it as being in the rain, some sort of water in our imaginations. So that's what we're going to do. I'll guide you through a guided visualization while I'm drumming so that you can sense that in your own body, in your own emotions, in your own thoughts. However it is that you perceive things, as I describe it, the experience will be your own. But its purpose is clarifying, purifying, releasing. Well, let's begin by just feeling both feet on the ground, so you can feel Mother Earth through the floor of wherever you are. Just root into the ground and feel the chair supporting you. And let's just start with a couple of breaths here. We're going to be like a whale, and we're going to take a big deep breath through our nose and then lift your chin up and sound like a whale, breathing your air up and out. Let's do that 3 times together. In through your nose. And see if how deep you can get that breath. You're not trying to hyperventilate here, but just feel a release of stale energy from your body, using your breath to release it. And one more time. Now let's prepare to go into our imaginary water sensation. Just feel the layers of clothing just dropping to the floor. Feel any old, uncomfortableness in your body just peeling off and dropping to the floor, just melting to the floor, like just layers, just melting to the floor, falling on the floor at your feet, and Mother Earth will just compost those for us. Just go through a little bit of releasing roles, releasing thoughts, attitudes, beliefs, anything that comes to you, emotions, relationships, feelings, anything you want to put to the side just for these few moments in our ceremony together. And we can put them back on later as we choose. But just for now, let's just let melt or drop to the floor layers of thoughts, layers of emotions, roles, anything that's so 2022, so last year, anything that you just want to leave to the side. Maybe for all of the new year, maybe for just a few moments. And see what it feels like to just feel like you. You and your magnificent connection with that one power, omnipotence. And take a big deep breath and picture or imagine or feel yourself in a warm pool or a warm tub, relaxing every muscle in your body, and just soak and relax. Let that water penetrate every cell in your body, every bone, every muscle, every fiber. And now, take a breath, just a gentle breath, and imagine or feel or sense going under the water just for a moment, and then bring your head up through the water slowly, and feel the water falling down from your head, slowly, slowly over your nose and mouth, over your neck. And slowly it's moving down your body, taking with it anything that no longer serves you, purifying every cell, every emotion, every thought as it moves down your arms and your shoulders and your chest. And with your next breath, feel the sense of that water flowing down your waist, taking with it anything you want to release right now. Now feel it going down to your hips, it's flowing down your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. It's flowing right off of your toes and the tips of your fingers. It's just dripping away, taking with it anything that you would like to release now. Your body feels warm and comfortable. Your mind feels clearer. Your emotions feel calmer. And your heart feels expansive and clear. A little opening here to begin the new year. And now I invite you to, as you're basking in this warm, clear, purified state, I invite you to stand up. And I'm going to begin a song to amplify this state of being, in the state of oneness, in this warm, comfortable, clear feeling. Please stand up and enjoy this music.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet. I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. I let in my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, I sing to you, you sing to me, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise, oh rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, heart to heart, hand in hand, hand in hand. No turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Rise, come on and rise, oh spirit rise up, rise in me. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on and rise up.
Thank you for joining me in that beautiful purification ceremony. And stay in that rise up glorious feeling while we go now with Reverend Rosemary for the next ceremony.
That was beautiful. And so I invite you, thank you so much, Chris. Let us all take a moment to feel our freedom from whatever it is we let go. And think about one of those things that, we're done with. We don't need anymore. It's holding us back. We've become aware of it and realized, oh, that's not helpful. And symbolically kind of shake it off our hands. And it's last drop. One of the verses of that music was, call our name. And as we move forth from our awareness of letting go old beliefs, old habits, old ways of thinking about us, we are preparing ceremonially in the silence to ask our spirit within to share the name that we will joyfully adopt in 2023 as our specially given way of expressing love, expressing divinity in the world, within us and around us. Think about name. Think about your name. How many names have you lived with? How many names have you been in your life? Even in, going back to childhood, think about people who were dear to you, who had their own names for you and still do. And how that makes you feel to have a special name. We were all named by someone, our parents or someone they knew and loved, when we first appeared on Earth as a tiny baby. And that name, what was it about? What is it about? I know my name, Rosemary, was very simple. It was my grandmother's name, my mother's name, Rose, and her older sister's name, Mary. And they've never really told me why they named me, why they gave me those names. My imagination says it was so that they would feel honored by the younger daughter, younger sister, who was my mother. And as I'm going to make a couple of confessions here that I'm going to ask you never to repeat. But as I was a child, everybody in my family started calling me Rosie, a name I didn't like. They never asked me whether I liked it. But over the years, that name has taken on a special meaning to me. That it's the special closeness of our family. And then one of my younger sisters decided, in revenge, I had started calling her Suze. Her name is Susan. And so she started calling me Ro. And so over the years, that name has come to feel really close to me because it reminds me of my sister, who's still the only one who really calls me Ro. That's her name for me. And I got married a long time ago when women still routinely took their husbands' names. And so for a while I was Mrs. Thomas, and then Dr. Thomas. And that's another whole period of my life. So think about your experience with names. What do you want people to call you? What do you like to be called? What names have you actually had? And what do they mean to you? I mean, you can go on with titles and roles, but you got the point that we have many names. We all have many names. And as expressions of spirit, it's appropriate. God has many names. Yeah, it's a devotional practice in Islam to think of and recite the quote, 99 names of Allah. Beneficent, beautiful, merciful, loving, generous. And they're not only single words, sometimes they're phrases. All loving Father. Gentle beauty. I didn't have time to find the list of names. I just thought of it, but look it up someday, the 99 names of Allah, and just reflect on what those names mean. And of course, there are 99 plus 99 plus 99 plus infinity of names we could call God, Spirit, Source, Beneficence, Abundance, Wholeness. Right? Our name. We can choose our own names. Some of us have. Some of us have actually changed our names. It's all okay. We have the right to do that. And so the ceremony that we are about to embark on is all about choosing, or actually asking for. I find that this is so much more interesting and fun and enriching to ask within to be given our special name by spirit. And boy, there have been some weird ones. Things I never would have thought could be names. But they came to me and I wrote them down and they became my name for a year. And they have always meant an interesting adventure in evolving awareness that I never could have predicted. So I'm going to ask you once again to go within and to slow your breathing once more. And feel your muscles relaxing as you find silence, the meeting place where spirit communicates. And we'll think about wanting ours to know our special name from spirit to use in 2023. Feel your muscles relaxing. If a thought comes up, just say thinking, label it, and let it go. It'll float away. And think about the power of a name. I know people whose family names came from the military nicknames of ancestors 1,000 years ago. When we adopt a name, it has incredible power. The ceremony is called a white stone ceremony because when people were judged 2,000 years ago and they were cleared as, okay, they got their clearance. They were good people. They received from the court a white stone with a new name. And that white stone is actually referred to in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, when God talks about people who have kept the faith, we would say, who have been able to keep turning back from power or physical pleasure or wealth or beautiful things, to focus once again on God, on love, on expressing their divine, and referring to that traditional judgment of 2,000 years ago. Spirit, God, says about the people who have, he says, conquered, who have been victorious in staying focused on God, on spirit, on love. The quotation is, it's in chapter 2 of Revelation. I will give those people a white stone with a new name written on the stone, which no one knows except the one who receives it. And there is a unity metaphysics teacher who was beloved all through the mid 20th century. And what he said about this white stone is that it is a new awareness of I am. That typically when we say I am, with whatever comes after it, we're giving an opinion of ourselves. But this new name that we receive from Spirit in recognition and encouragement is actually a higher vision of our real, capital R, self, capital S, our divine beingness. It is so much greater than any opinion we can have of ourselves. It takes us into a higher dimension awareness. It's our purified, it's the name that describes our purified state of consciousness. And that is what the white stone ceremony commemorates, is that beautiful quotation from the book of Revelation. So, in the silence, I want you to talk to Spirit and ask Spirit for the name that will be yours in 2023. Just listen in the silence. Usually a word or a two-word phrase comes up pretty quickly. And No matter how it seems, don't judge it. Say, thank you, and write it down. When you've received your name and written it down, stay in the silence for a couple of minutes in gratitude. And then slowly, gently come back into your body. Look at your toes and your fingers. Open your eyes. And wait patiently until everybody is present again. I'm just gonna look at people's faces, whose faces I can see, to see who's got their eyes open and a smile on their face. Okay, you wrote the word down, right? These words can be incredibly elusive. So let us thank Spirit within us for answering our request and providing us with a new, beautiful name to reflect on and to live into during 2023. I expect most of you don't have a white stone. If you do, oh my God, you're lucky. And that's actually a wonderful medium on which to write your 2023 name. But a smooth piece of wood, like colored wood, could work, or a beautiful piece of card. I'm going to get past. Today, make it a point to write your new name on something that you are going to put in a special place in your house. So you will see it today. And I have a whole collection of these by now. Really interesting. Not only one name that I was given now this year, but each year, and to look back and remember how my awareness changed as I kept meditating on and focusing on becoming worthy of the name that I was given. It's a very powerful and wish you a wonderful experience.
Rev Rosemary, would you like to close with a song? With
I
the
think
maybe
that would
Karen?
be beautiful.
Yeah, I was thinking Karen Drucker's "I Am So Blessed."
Oh, yes, that's a great song.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
Yes. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let us take that gratitude into our hearts right now as we make our offering to Unity Center of Montreal as a statement of deep gratitude. And let us feel blessed indeed to be members of this wonderful and beautiful spiritual community. And so it is. And let us end, as we do each Sunday, with the Lord's Prayer in French. And Sandra, do you have Pensée du jour for today?
Oui, j'ai le texte de Anne-Marie qui
Merci.
est ici avec nous aujourd'hui et je vais vous le lire avec
Merci.
grand plaisir. C'est donc un texte par Anne-Marie Koch, ancienne présidente de Unity Schweiz. Et elle nous souhaite à tous et toutes une bonne année. Hier, nous avons pris un moment de regarder dans l'année 2022 et nous avons découvert que c'était une année riche en expériences. Nous avons pris l'occasion du lâcher-prise de tout ce qui n'était pas juste pour nous. L'année écoulée t'a certainement aussi offert de nombreux moments lumineux. Merci 2022. Merci. Et maintenant, nous sommes au début de l'année 2023. Bonne année. La voici, tel un livre dont les 365 pages seraient vierges. Ce sera une bonne année. Ça se voit dans le titre. Quel beau cadeau. Tu pourras le vérifier à chaque instant. C'est l'instant présent qui est le plus important. Cela vaut la peine de rester dans l'instant présent et d'en goûter la stabilité. Tu pourras explorer cette année pas à pas, écrit avec joie, une lettre après l'autre, dans les pages blanches de ton almanach 2023. Quelle est ta première phrase? De même qu'un voyage de 1000 lieues commence toujours par un premier pas, la nouvelle année débute, comme ta naissance, par une première inspiration. Elle t'accompagnera dans cette nouvelle année. À chaque respiration, savoure le début de la nouvelle année. Et maintenant, nous allons dire la prière, le Notre Père ensemble. C'est la prière que Jésus nous a laissée. Notre Père,
Et
qui es aux cieux,
que
ton nom soit
soit
sanctifié,
sanctifié,
que ton règne vienne, que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel. Donne-nous aujourd'hui notre pain de ce jour. Pardonne-nous nos offenses, comme nous pardonnons aussi à ceux qui nous ont offensés. Et ne nous laisse pas entrer en tentation, mais délivre-nous du mal, car c'est à toi qu'appartiennent dans tous les siècles le règne, la puissance et la gloire. Amen. Ainsi soit-il. Bonne année tout le monde. Merci beaucoup pour cette belle cérémonie. Révérende Chris, Rosemary.
Bonne année.
On pense à Maya. On lui envoie tout mon amour. Beaucoup d'amour, Maya. À tout le monde. Merci beaucoup.